Hello everyone, we are doing kinematics, motion in a plane. In the previous video, what we studied, projectile fired along horizontal and projectile fired at an angle with horizontal. If you want to learn all these things, do check the previous video. Now what we are doing in this video? In this video, we will do the assignment on projectile motion which was given at the end of the previous video. This assignment is with solution. What you should be knowing, what is a projectile? Projectile fired along horizontal. So what is the time of flight? What is horizontal range? What is the velocity at ground? Projectile fired at an angle. So this is the equation of parabola. Maximum height, time of flight, and horizontal range. So these were the first 6 questions of the total 12 questions. Pause the video, do try all the questions, then play the video again to check your answers. The next 6 questions, please try them on your own. Let us solve the assignment. Question number 1, part A. A stone is thrown vertically upwards and then it returns to the thrower. Is it a projectile? Explain. And the answer is it is not a projectile because a projectile must have two perpendicular components of velocities. But here the stone has only one component, that is the vertical component. So it is not a projectile. B part, while firing, one has to aim a little above the target and not exactly on the target. Why? And the answer is when an arrow or a bullet is fired, it follows a projectile motion as its motion is affected by the force of gravity which pulls it downwards. So when we fire a little above its target, then it follows a projectile to reach its target. C part, a projectile is fired at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal with velocity 10 meter per second. At what angle with the vertical should it be fired to get maximum range? Now the maximum range is obtained at 45 degree. So the answer is 45 degree. D part, why does the direction of motion of a projectile become horizontal at the highest point of trajectory? And the answer is because at the highest point, the vertical component of velocity becomes 0. E part, at which point of the projectile motion is the potential kinetic and mechanical energy maximum? So the potential energy is maximum at the maximum height of the projectile because potential energy is equals to mgh. B part, kinetic energy is maximum at either the initial or the final point as the projectile has maximum velocity at that time. And the third thing, the mechanical energy remains constant because it is the sum of kinetic and potential energies. Question number 2. What is the angle of projection at which horizontal range and maximum height are equal? So according to the question, R is equals to H. Let's put their formulas. On solving, we get tan theta is equals to 4 or theta is equals to tan inverse 4, which is the answer. Question number 3. A body of mass m is thrown with velocity u at an angle of 30 degree to the horizontal and another body b of the same mass is thrown with velocity u at an angle of 60 degree to the horizontal. Find the ratio of horizontal range and maximum height of A and B. So first we are finding out the maximum height part. Now, for 30-degree angle, the height of A is u square by 8g when we put theta is equals to 30 degree. Now for theta is equals to 60 degree, the height of B comes out as 3u square by 8g, and the ratio of them is equals to 1:3. Now we will find out the horizontal range. For 30 degree, the range of body A is equal to under root of 3 into u square upon 2g, and for 60 degree, the range of body B comes out as under root of 3 u square upon 2g. So the ratio of the range is 1:1 because both the ranges are same. Question number 4. Prove that for elevations which exceed or fall short of 45 degree by equal amounts, the ranges are equal. Now, the first case is when theta is 45 minus alpha, that is fall short by 45 degree. We know the formula for range is u square sine 2 theta upon g. So in case 1, we call the range as R1, and it's u square sine 2 in bracket 45 minus alpha upon g, which gives u square sine 90 minus 2 alpha upon g, and which results in u square cos 2 alpha upon g, because sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. Now the second case is when theta is 45 plus alpha, that is exceed by 45 degree. The range is R2, and on solving we get u square cos 2 alpha upon g, because sine 90 plus theta is again cos theta. Now from 1 and 2 it is clear that R1 is equals to R2. Question number 5. If R is the horizontal range for theta inclination and h be the maximum height reached by the projectile, show that maximum range is given by r square upon 8h plus 2h. So r square upon 8h plus 2h, let's put the values of r and h and solve it. And what we get? We get u square cos square theta upon g plus u square sine square theta upon 2g, which gives u square upon g, and which is equal to the maximum range. So r square upon 8h plus 2h gives the maximum range. Let's move to question number 6. A bomber is flying horizontally with a velocity of 540 km per hour at a height of 2000 meter. How far from the enemy camp should it release a bomb so as to hit the camp? Take g is equals to 10 meter per second square. Now this is the fighter plane, this is the camp, and the distance should be equal to r. Okay, and he released and it should hit the enemy camp. So what is given? H is 2000, U is 540 kilometer per hour, that is 150 meter per second. Okay, now the distance at which the bomb should be released should be equal to the horizontal range, that is r is equals to u under root of 2h by g. We put all the values, and what we found? R is equals to 3000 meters. Question number 7. A bullet fired at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal hits the ground 3 km away. By adjusting its angle of projection, can one hope to hit a target 5 km away? Assume the muzzle speed to be fixed and neglect air resistance. So what is given? R1 is 3 km, theta is 30 degree. So for 30 degree, R1 is equal to u square sine 2 theta upon g. We put all the values, and what we get? U square is equals to 19.6 root 3. Now the maximum range is at 45 degree. So r is equal to u square sine 2 theta upon g, and what we get? 2 root 3, which is equal to 3.4 kilometer. Now this is maximum at 45 degree. So at the as the maximum range is less than 5 kilometers, so we cannot hit a target at 5 kilometer by adjusting angle of projection. Let's move to question number 8. A ball is thrown from the ground so that it just crosses a wall 5 meter in height at a distance of 5 meter and falls at a distance of 15 meter from the wall. Find the velocity and the direction of projection of the ball. Take g is equals to 10 meter per second square. So what is given to us? The first distance is 5 meter, the first height is 5 meters, the second distance is 15 meters. Okay, so 5 meter first height, distance of 5 meter, and this is the ball thrown. Okay, with the velocity of u making an angle theta. So let us find the angle theta, which will give the direction of projection of ball. So tan theta is equals to 5 upon 5. That is tan theta equal to 1. That means theta is equals to 45 degree. So we have found the direction. Now let us find the velocity. For that, we need to see this, that the ball has taken a parabolic path. The second distance was 15, the first was 5. That means the range is equal to 20 meter. Now we know the formula for range, which is r is equals to sine square 2 theta into u square upon g. We put all the values and solve to get u is equals to under root of 200 or 10 root 2 meter per second. Question number 9. A boy is standing on the top of a tower 100-meter high. He throws a packet directly aiming at his friend standing on the ground 100-meter away from the foot of the tower with a velocity 10 meter per second. Will the packet reach to his friend? If not, how short will the packet fall? Interesting question. So what is given? The first distance is 100 meter, the first height is 100 meter, the velocity is 10 meter per second. So this is the boy. Now neglect the height of both the persons. So here we only consider the height at which the ball is thrown is 100 and the friend is at 200 meter. That's it. Now this is with an initial velocity of 10. He wants to aim at his friend. So now what about tan theta? It is 100 by 100. So that gives 1. That means theta is 45 degree. Okay, so he threw at 45 degrees. Okay, the friend is also having 45-degree angle. Now we know y is equals to tan theta x minus gx square upon 2u square cos square theta. We put the values. Here we have taken y is equals to minus 100 because we have taken g is equals to plus 10. So we solve it. We get a quadratic equation. X square minus 10x minus 1000 is equals to 0. And when we solve, we get x is equals to 37 meters. Yes. So the packet will not reach his friend and fall short by a distance of 100 minus 37, that is 63 meters. Question number 10. A body is projected with a velocity of 40 meter per second. After 2 seconds, it crosses a vertical pole of height 20.4 meter. Find the angle of the projection and the horizontal range of the projectile. So what is given to us? Initial velocity 40 time 2 seconds and the vertical distance or height is 20.4 meter. Let us try to imagine it. So this is the first pole 20.4 meters. This is the ball thrown with the velocity of u making an angle theta. So let us use the equation s is equal to ut plus half at square. So we get y is equals to u sine theta t because we are considering the vertical motion minus of half gt square. We put the values and solve to get sine theta is equals to 0.5. That means theta is equals to 30 degree. So angle of projection we have found. Okay, the ball is following the parabolic path. So the range is r is equals to u square sine 2 theta upon g. We put the values of u, theta and g and solve to get range is equals to 141.39 meters, or we can say r is equals to 141.4 meter. Let's move to question number 11. A body is thrown horizontally from the top of a tower and strikes the ground after 3 seconds at an angle of 45 degree with the horizontal. Find the height of the tower and the speed with which the body was projected. Take g is equals to 10 meter per second square. Now this is the tower. An object is thrown, it reaches ground. Now height of tower is h is equals to half gt square. When we put the values and solve, we get height as 45 meter. Now when this object was coming down, it was having two components of velocity, horizontal component as u, vertical component as v, and the resultant as v dash. Now the vertical velocity is v is equals to under root of 2gh, which gives 30 meter per second on solving. Now we know that v is equals to v dash sine theta, because this v dash can be resolved into two components. So the vertical component v dash sine theta is equals to v. So when we put the values, we can find out v dash, which comes as 30 root 2 meter per second. Now we know v dash, we know v, we can find out u by using the equation v dash is equals to under root of v square plus u square. We put all the values and solve to get u is equals to 30 meter per second. Let's move to question number 12. A fighter plane flying horizontally at an altitude of 1.5 kilometer with speed 720 kilometer per hour passes directly overhead an anti-aircraft gun. At what angle from the vertical should the gun be fired for the shell with muzzle speed 600 meter per second to hit the plane? At what minimum altitude should the pilot fly the plane to avoid being hit? Take g is equals to 10. So what is given? The velocity of jet 720 kilometer per hour or 200 meter per second. The distance as 1500 meter. Initial velocity is 600 meter per second. So this is the anti-aircraft gun. Let theta be the angle at which the shell is inclined with horizontal so that the shell hits the plane in time t. So theta, so u has two components, u cos theta and u sin theta. So this is the fighter plane and shell is fired. You can see it has to hit. So the horizontal distance covered by shell is equal to u cos theta into time t, and the horizontal distance covered by the plane is velocity into time. Now as the shell hits the plane, so the two distances should be equal. That is 600 cos theta t is equal to 200 t, which gives cos theta is equals to 1 by 3, or theta is equal to cos inverse 1 by 3, which is equal to 70.7 degrees. Now the maximum height attained by shell is h is equal to u square sine square theta upon 2g. We put the values and on solving we get h is equals to 16040 meter, which is approximately equal to 16 kilometers. So the plane should fly at a height more than the maximum height attained by the shell, that is 16 kilometer, to avoid being hit. Now these are the bonus questions. In long jumping, does it matter how high you jump? What factors determine the span of jump? So yes, it matters how high you jump, and the factors are speed and the height. You can jump easily. An athlete runs a certain distance before taking a long jump. Justify. So in long jump, the horizontal range is directly proportional to the square of initial velocity, as you can see from the formula. So an athlete runs a certain distance before taking a long jump because the velocity acquired by running is added to the velocity of the athlete at the time of jump. Due to it, he can jump over a longer distance. Last one, a man can jump on moon 6 times as high as on earth. Why? So the maximum height attained on earth is h is equal to u square sine square theta upon 2g, and the maximum height attained on moon is u square sine square theta upon 2 into gravity on moon, which is 1 by 6 on earth. So this gives 6 times of u square sine square theta by 2g, that is 6 times of height attained on earth. That is, the height attained on moon is 6 times as the height attained on earth. Now this is the acknowledgement for Google and Bing for the images that I got. Please watch the next video for the next topic. Thank you.